Happier Work, Happier Life, episode 15, Thomas here from Happier with Cary Shek, VP of People and Culture at Klook. Today we discuss the company culture at Klook, what it's like working there, advice and tips for applicants and for those going into HR careers, and managing a work-life balance even before COVID-19. So if you're interested, tune in for this podcast. Thank you so much, Cary, for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Can you give a quick introduction about yourself?
Sure. This is Cary. I'm the VP of People and Culture at Klook. We are founded in 2014. We are going to celebrate our 6th anniversary. We are a world-leading travel and leisure activities platform, and we have a team of almost 2,000 travel lovers across different locations.
That's amazing. I'm also a travel lover myself. How did you end up at Klook, actually?
I find it as a rare opportunities for companies in Hong Kong who has like such an ambitious goal to go global. So I find it as a very brilliant platform. And at the same time, I do care about the culture of the organization which I'm going to join. And I guess like the culture is really from the leaders. They are the one to shape up the culture. They need to walk the talk. And when I still remember the days that I met Eve and Eric, who are our co-founders, and I also found them they are extremely like down to earth, having ambitious goals, and at the same time really empowering their people to unleash their potential and really help the company to grow.
So the biggest thing you were looking at when looking at different companies to join is really the company culture.
Yeah, correct.
And did you always know you wanted to be in the travel industry, or did that just happen?
I think similar to a lot of our colleagues, we are all like travel lovers. So I guess the passion is important, like whether you are very into such a product, believe in the mission, which is we aim to bring the world closer by making travel easy. Yeah. So, and at the same time, I think like, the fast-paced environment, like fast decision-making process, very agile team. For this kind of setting, I find myself like could be performed better.
Mm-hmm. And so you mentioned you joined for the company culture.
Yes.
What exactly is Klook company culture?
At Klook, we promote a growth and ownership culture. So it applies across different levels. Mm-hmm. And also as a global tech company, empowering our people to make decisions, to learn from mistakes, to grab the opportunities at the right time. It is very critical for us to disrupt the industry so that we can moving fast ahead as a market leaders. And at the same time, we are also promoting a feedback and also recognition culture. As we're going so fast, this is also very important for us to celebrate our milestone, to recognize all the achievement so that we can move together as a company, regardless of the situation.
Wow, definitely sounds like a tech startup.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mentioned the values and ethics. Can you go more into that? How does it align with your personal values and ethics?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I think like the ownership spirit is something very critical and also something in the bottom of my heart as well. Because like everyone here is just like mini CEO, regardless of their seniority, etc. Mm-hmm. So we make the right decision for the company, and we always like go above and beyond. And at the same time, we are very ambitious. We aim very high, and so we never settle for less. I guess that is the spirit that I'm having in my own journey.
So what's the day-to-day life like in Klook? I mean, the office looks very fun and interactive. What sort of activities go on here?
Okay, sure. We are having a very adventurous journey here. So every day is not the same. You never know what to expect. At the same time, you also don't know like what kind of new surprises await you. So, but that's all great. So because you are exposed to a lot of different kind of opportunities. You get chance to work with like colleagues all over the world. You can also build your own network within the organization. And in our daily life, we also, before COVID-19, we are also having a variety of programs in the office, including like Happy Friday, including wellness class in the office.
Class.
Yes, like yoga or
That's awesome.
HIIT class. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because I guess nowadays people are also looking at a very good balance between the life and work as well.
So what is Happy Friday exactly?
We have the Friday sessions with all of the colleagues in the office, and then they had some like casual time, fun time together to like to have celebrations, to enjoy food and also drinks together. So really, I guess for us as people a culture team is to provide a opportunity for the team members to mingle together, and then they can also getting know of each other better.
Yeah, I saw the foosball table. It's pretty cool. So fun.
We even have gym in some of our office. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Does this one have a gym? Can I stop by? No?
Yeah, in Shenzhen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of people actually belong in Klook? Like, what do you look for when you're looking to bring on new teammates?
I think people who embrace changes, who can still function well in view of ambiguity, who are agile, who are not insisting like my way or the highway.
Yeah.
And at the same time, people with entrepreneur mindsets, so they can really believe in our mission in terms of how to empower travelers to experience, to discover the world. So they can understand what kind of value they are bringing through their work. And at the same time, people who are up for challenge and are willing to do hard work. Lastly, I think people who are not happy with status quo may suit that as well, because they knows that there is always more to do, more milestone they can achieve, and more impact they can create.
It's really great to know that many people considering to start their own companies, they don't actually have to start a company to be an entrepreneur. They can join a company like Klook and have ownership and be entrepreneurs, I'd say.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice and tips for those who are interested in joining your company?
Yeah, sure. I guess with COVID-19 situation, everyone can foresee that there will be a lot of new changes in the industry. We, as a global tech company, we are also trying to pivot and innovate every second. If you are interested to join us, I think it is also important for you to have that passion and also the hunger to be part of this transformation. I will suggest you can show us how you can navigate the ambiguity, tell us the examples of ownership and agility, and at the same time tell us your personal dreams so that we can see how we can support you and also whether you will succeed here. And overall, I think Klook's mission is great. We have ambitious goals, and at the same time, we are also seeking for like-minded individuals to join us in the future.
That's amazing. So moving more into HR tips, recruitment.
Yeah.
What really sticks out to you during an interview and application? Like, what can applicants do to get your attention?
I guess, first of all, could be like rule number one, is all about preparation. So before you apply the job, before you come into interview, you really need to understand what kind of company we are, what kind of business that we are in, and why you are interested to join, because we receive so many applications every day. And at the same time, we want to see your passion, of course, that you are really interested in this industry or organization. And at the same time, I guess the presentation will also catch my attention as well, because somehow how much you have prepared and also can tell your story, share your dreams to me, can really also tell your area of interest as well as like your thought process as well.
Do you ever get any applicants who didn't do their research beforehand and they came to the interview and they just didn't know anything about the company?
Yes.
And what percentage do you think they have of getting the job if they don't do their research?
I would say as an interviewer, as well as my teammates, it's very easy to tell if you are not prepared for an interview. Yeah.
So how can people improve their applications aside from preparation? Is there stuff they should include in the CV and a cover letter? And what are some mistakes that people have made that they can learn from? And what are some things that really stuck out and made applicants succeed?
Sure. I guess, of course, like every applicant has to do their homework. So before they apply, they need to understand what kind of qualities or like experience that the organization is looking for, so that they can also reflect the relevancy in their, for example, resume. And at the same time, I would suggest you to prepare examples for your interview so that you can show what kind of real life experience that you have gone through and what is the linkage to the company and what kind of values that you are going to bring to the organization. So that's so important. And at the end of the day, of course, you need to be authentic and stay true to yourself.
Some of our audience, they're also planning to go into HR roles. Do you have tips and advice for them based on what you've seen in the industry?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I think HR job is a very people-oriented job. So you need to prepare yourself that you have to work with lots of different people, all different kind of like personalities, styles, and you have to be like very adaptable or adjustable in order to communicate effectively. And other elements of being a HR is we are also working like as a consultant. So like the teammates or managers, they always come with like problems or issues or want to seek your advice. So I guess people who have analytical skills and also problem solving skills will be very helpful in the job.
For those of us who aren't in HR roles, that are interested in going to HR roles. For instance, the previous podcast, the guy actually started in finance, Big Four accounting, and then transitioned into HR. Yeah. What's an HR role like? Yeah.
I don't think HR necessary to start in a very conventional way. At least myself, I didn't. We also have a very diversified background of colleagues here. I think for HR career nowadays, there is like tons of opportunities that you can explore, and those roles or nature is not necessarily required you to have a very traditional HR background as well, like people analytics. We have also staff in employee engagement, all different kinds of roles available. So I will really suggest individuals who are interested in this people-oriented job to really explore what is the opportunities out there.
You mentioned yourself, you had a non-conventional route into HR. Can you share more on that?
Yeah. In my early days, I didn't start myself as a HR person. So I actually start as an operation role.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and there was a chance given in, I think, back to 2007. So I started to have a taste of like what HR like. Yeah.
Do you have advice for those who maybe are also in operational roles that want to transition? I heard sometimes it's not easy to make the jump. So first off, what made you decide to transition from operations to HR?
I actually didn't plan for it. So I am also very grateful that I was given for such an opportunity. And I guess for HR, this is the soft skills somehow is even more important. For example, in terms of your interpersonal skills, in terms of your communications, whether you can, as I mentioned, whether you can work with all different kind of peoples. I guess that is something important to the success of the HR role. Yeah. So I actually didn't plan for such a jump.
It's amazing though. Some of the best things are not planned.
Yes.
I guess that's great news for some of our audience who are in roles that they don't want to stay in for long term, that they can make the jump. It's definitely doable. You've made it succeed. So really cool to hear that.
Yeah.
So tying into current situations, how can HR people really engage and connect with employees, especially during COVID-19?
I'm sure for this kind of arrangement, like working from home could be something new to a lot of organizations. I think as HR professional, this is also important to stay in touch with your colleagues. I think as human being, of course, like we still need that connectivity. So by understanding how is their well-being, is there any challenges for them to work from home? Is there any further support that they need? I guess by listening more, it could help as well. And at the same time, we have to empower our managers to stay connected with the team and engage, and making sure that team members also understand what they are trying to do, what they are aiming for.
How has Klook prepared to deal with work from home and employees not being in the office?
So in terms of our staff operation, actually our disruption was minimal. So before COVID-19, we are very used to a cloud environment to work together. We have the tools and technology that enable our team to collaborate and also connect very easily. And at the same time, we are having virtual team set up across different locations. So actually, we didn't specifically need to prepare for that, but we naturally are very adaptable to this situation. And when we see the COVID-19 was developing from one location to another, we are also prepare ourselves to adjust to the work from home arrangement. So the major difference is like the physical space. They used to work in office, but now they work from home.
Do you have any advice for other companies who are currently transitioning to work from home, maybe in Europe or America as well?
As thinking back, we didn't really specifically set up for this arrangement for the COVID-19, but I guess our principle is to really facilitate flexibility and also allow scalability. So if we are having a very rigid way of working, I don't think the company can grow in this kind of size in such a short period of time. We also understand the need of our people. So some people prefer to work at desk. Some people prefer working in the breakout area. Some people prefer working at home or even in a cafe. So we have the flexibility for our team members. I think having set up is one thing. And at the same time, our managers are playing a very important role to connect with their team members, to engage with them, and also be clear about what kind of goals that we are having on the plate. Another very critical learning in such a lesson is about company culture as well. As I mentioned, we are have a very strong ownership culture. So people, they understand what to do, and also they are not sitting here and wait for instruction, right? So we empower our people to do